If you are a fan of horror movies, then you have probably heard of Drag Me to Hell. But have you ever wondered just how much crazy effort went into creating its scariest scenes? Today, we are taking you behind the scenes to uncover some terrifying yet fascinating secrets from the making of this horror masterpiece. Secrets you probably haven't seen anywhere else. So, let's dive right in. Let's start with this shocking scene where Christine, played by Alison Lohman, suddenly starts gushing blood from her nose like a fountain. On screen, it looks like some kind of dark magic at play. But let's take a look at what really happened behind the scenes. To pull this off, the special effects team inserted a thin tube inside Alison's nose, which was completely hidden under the layers of heavy makeup and prosthetics. When the director yelled "action," fake blood was pumped through the tube, creating a disturbingly realistic effect. The result? It was a scene so convincing that it probably made audiences squirm in their seats. But the real struggle, Alison Lohman herself, with multiple takes needed to get the shot just right, ended up completely drenched in fake blood. In a later interview, she laughed about how the constant retakes left her hair sticky and soaked in fake blood by the end of the day. Now, let's talk about the scene where the eerie old woman visits Christine, begging to extend her loan deadline. But when Christine refuses, things take a horrifying turn. The woman transforms into a terrifying entity and attacks her. Interestingly, the actress playing the old lady, Lorna Raver, had a hard time keeping a straight face during the filming. Every time she delivered her spooky dialogue, she would accidentally burst out laughing. But when it came time to shoot the dark magic scene in the bank's basement, the mood on the set completely shifted. Christine follows the old woman down into the dimly lit basement only to be suddenly attacked and cursed by her. While it looked horrifying on scene, it was actually a perfect blend of special effects and lighting tricks. One of the most intense moments in Drag Me to Hell is when Christine, desperate to break her curse, digs up the grave of the terrifying old woman just to return a tiny button. But here's something crazy. That entire graveyard, completely fake. In the BTS footage, you can see that the dirt Christine was digging through wasn't real. It was artificial soil designed for easy shoveling. And that thick, gooey mud she gets drenched in, the crew dumped it on her from above. Even the rain that made the scene look so eerie wasn't real. It was created using high-powered water machines. So while this scene might have sent chills down your spine, for the crew, it was more like playing in the mud. Now, let's talk about the insane scene where Christine is suddenly lifted into the air as if some invisible force has grabbed her. It looks terrifying on scene, but behind the scenes, not so much. In reality, Christine was suspended in mid-air using thick harness ropes, which were later edited out using green screen effects. A specially designed set was built for this sequence, allowing her to be pulled and spun around to make it look as if she was being attacked by an unseen entity. To make things even more realistic, the director kept giving Christine specific instructions on how to move and when to scream. But the funniest part, while she was shouting "help, help" in terror, the crew was struggling to hold back their laughter. Remember the shocking moment when Christine gets into her car only to be ambushed by the terrifying old woman? The scene was supposed to be horrifying, but many fans found it oddly funny too. And trust me, behind the scenes, it was even funnier. Since the entire fight happens inside the car, the production team has to modify the vehicle in multiple ways. Some doors were removed for better camera angles, and in some shots the entire car was lifted to make the movements look more dramatic. The best part, Christine and the old lady, played by Lorna Raver, couldn't stop laughing between takes. Every time Christine tried to fight back, Lorna would accidentally crack a joke or make a funny face, and the whole crew would burst into laughter. Someone even asked Lorna, "How do you look so scary on screen, but are so hilarious in real life?" Turns out, making horror movies is a lot more fun than it looks. Now let's talk about one of the strangest scenes in the movie, when Christine visits a mysterious woman who offers to transfer the deadly curse to a goat. Sounds creepy, right? Well, in the BTS footage, it was anything but creepy. The moment the goat was brought into the set, it started randomly moving and jumping around, making the entire crew burst into laughter. The director was trying to explain the scene seriously, but the goat had other plans. Things got even funnier when one of the characters suddenly starts levitating. In reality, the actor was tied to harness ropes and lifted up over and over again to get the perfect shot. But because the movements had to be so precise, they had to do multiple takes, turning this intense horror scene into a behind-the-scenes comedy show. This one is disgusting. Christine is sleeping peacefully when suddenly the horrifying old woman appears on top of her and vomits a swarm of creepy crawlies straight into Christine's mouth. Sounds like a nightmare, right? But here's the real BTS secret. No real bugs were used. Instead, the crew used a highly detailed puppet of the old lady, which was filled with fake insects. When the scene was shot, the team squeezed the puppet at just the right moment, causing the bugs to fall into Christine's face. And Christine's reaction, well, that was very real. Because even though she knew they were fake, she still found it disgusting. To make the scene even scarier, CGI was later added to increase the number of bugs crawling all over her. Now, let's talk about that final scene, the one that probably gave you nightmares. Christine arrives at the train station thinking she's free from the curse, only to realize that she's not. The moment she falls onto the tracks and is pulled into the fiery pits of hell is one of the most terrifying endings in horror history. But in reality, no real train station was used. The entire set was built inside a studio, complete with fake train tracks and a hidden trapdoor where Christine could fall into hell. The creepy black hand that pulls her down, it wasn't CGI. It was actually a stuntman wearing black gloves, grabbing her at just the right moment. The whole scene was filmed multiple times because Christine had to get her facial expressions perfect, while the stuntman had to pull her down with precise timing. Once the filming was done, the fire and her burning face effect were added using VFX to make it look even more horrifying. Now, here's something you probably didn't expect: a kissing scene. Oh yes, in one moment of the film, the lead actor and the actress share an intense kiss. While most kissing scenes in Hollywood movies use camera tricks, this one was 100% real. No edits, no special angles, just a raw, real kiss between the two actors. And there you have it, some of the craziest, funniest, and most unexpected behind-the-scenes moments from Drag Me to Hell. Who'd have thought that filming a horror movie could be so hilarious behind the scenes? Which BTS moment surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you love behind-the-scenes stories from horror movies, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. because we have got a lot more coming your way. Bye for now.